How are you liking the buzz around here at NASSCOM today?
It is amazing. It is pretty much all about agentic AI here. It's very similar to CES actually. Well, when we talked about Gen AI last year, in fact, I did visit the NASSCOM last year as well. We talked a lot about Gen AI, and this year is a lot about agentic AI. And last year we talked about the marginal cost of generation going down. And this year is the marginal cost of action and intelligence going down that you can see. And that's a massive catalyst for AI programs for our clients.
And when you say marginal cost going on, why is it marginal? I mean, how do you define that?
It's the economics in which you can run inferencing and training today. It's gone down significantly. An ability for an agent to also do what is called fusion AI, which is understand just not generative AI models, but classical AI models, and turn them into reasoning, into memory, and into long-term actions. And that entire cycle is what's becoming interesting.
So when we talk about agentic, I mean, there are two kinds. I'm saying people maybe who are already using it versus people who want to but figuring out.
So people who've been using it have been using it more in the context of, say, automation, right, which are more predefined workflows that were there in organizations. But organizations now need more dynamic, right, real-time workflows, right, if you will. And sometimes the agent even defines the workflows in the future, which means that you got to completely reinvent the process as opposed to re-engineering processes, which is what happened in the past as well, right? So that's the fundamental difference between organizations who had workflows in the past and organizations who will have.
So is there sort of industry which is more consumer facing that has similar results or outcomes?
Absolutely. In fact, if you look at the top 3 industries that we are actually working with, banking and insurance industries, whether it's the underwriting process, whether it's a loan process, KYC process, and audit and so on. If you look at consumer goods, it's primarily on campaign, like I said, right? They use campaign, promotion planning, and so on as well. And the third industry, is life sciences, that's starting to use this as well, especially for the planning process that happens in the R&D life cycle.
Right. So what's one illustration or example where you felt you were blown away because of the kind of application of either AI in general or agentic AI in specific?
Look, I think I'm quite passionate about this topic for AI for good because this kind of intersects that as well in the use of AI in cancer. If you really look at the genomics of what we deal with here, the genomics of South Asia is very different from what you have as Western data sets. So one of the key things that we are doing is starting to use agents for reading reports, behavior of the reports, combining that with the data sets that we have in order for you to actually be able to prescribe specific results, whether that's in the form of what type of chemo that the patient will go through, or whether it's even needed in the first place or not, what type of radiology is needed, and so on and so forth. To me, this is a very passionate topic because this hits both an ability of an epidemic that we can actually solve, at the same time how AI can really help solve this faster.
And I'd love to speak to you more about it at a future point. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Govind. Thanks for having me here.